Hi, this is Maria from mariaerving.com, and in this video I wanted to share or talk about what keeps most people from having a direct experience of God and having a real connection and communication and relationship with God. And that is, there's two aspects of it, and the first one is our beliefs. The belief is the rule, all the rules that we create in our minds about how it is, how spiritual we must be, or we have to be perfect, or all the rules. Those are the beliefs, and the shadow is the part of you that breaks those rules. It's the things that you have decided that are too messy for God to see. All the real, like raw emotions, human stuff, like anger and about how disappointed you might be or how unsupported you feel in relation to God, for example. It's the doubts that you have and the times when you feel like you wonder if God is even there. Those kinds of things. Or the selfish stuff that you think that you're not allowed to have, like human desires. Or that your personality or the way you are is unspiritual or unholy. Or all the things that you think that you shouldn't have or ask for or be or want and so on. Those are the things that we shove them into the basement of our minds. That's what happens when we're afraid to feel what we feel. When you don't honor your humanness, or you're scared, you're afraid to be angry, or afraid to express that you're disappointed or something like that. That's when you start projecting those things onto God. Because you think that you're not allowed to be angry. You're not allowed to be disappointed. You're not allowed to be any of those things. That's when you project those things, so God becomes the angry one. God becomes silent, disconnected, and you feel like God is rejecting you. But that happens because you are being silent. You are being silent about your real feelings. You are disconnected. You are rejecting you. God is not doing any of that. But you feel like God is judging you because you are judging your own shadow. That's what's going on. And then because of your beliefs, you think that you're experiencing God, that's God, that's like God's character. But what you're actually seeing is your own hidden self, your own hidden feelings that you are not showing or expressing. Those are reflected back at you. So you are not actually seeing God at all. God, that's not God. You don't have a real relationship with God, but you're stuck in a loop that your psyche has built. Like with any relationship, if you only show up like as the polite version of yourself to a dinner or something like that, while the real you stays at home, how can you ever have a good, healthy, true relationship with anyone? But that's how people are with God. But that's not a way to build a real connection or relationship with anyone. And that includes that which we call God. But that's how most people treat God, and that's how, many people's relationship with God is like that. We think or believe that God will only love that, the perfect version of us, or the person who is trying really hard and being good and perfect and all that. So the relationship becomes performance-based. Like you're performing to be accepted, while in reality you are not accepting yourself. So it's a very frustrating and unhealthy relationship. because you're not allowing yourself to feel and to have raw human emotions and feelings and desires and so on. So intimacy, to have like a real experience of God, it's impossible if you're hiding. How can you feel loved by anybody or anyone or by God if you're not only showing God the parts of you that you think are lovable, that are acceptable, that or perfect? So you can't have a real relationship or connection with God by trying to be better or by trying to be perfect or by trying to be good or living up to expectations that your mind has created. Those are the rules of your mind. It's really about being honest, about being sincere and yourself. So the angry God or the distant God in your head goes away the moment you allow yourself to feel what you feel and say that thing that you're scared to say. You know, for example, like, I'm really angry at you, God. I am really angry. And saying that out loud, that's when the projection breaks. That's where the wall breaks down. Because now you're actually showing up in the relationship. The real God is not looking for a good person. God is looking for wholeness, where all aspects of you are integrated. And that includes the ego. The ego can be healthy, but it's really about wholeness, where both your human and spiritual parts and aspects of you is in harmony and alignment. So if you feel like or think that God is judging you, shaming you, blaming you, and things like that, ask yourself, is that really God's voice? Or is it an aspect of myself that I have rejected and hidden away, and that is now reflecting back at you? It's your own self-judgment that you're projecting onto God, and then you think that God is doing that to you. So you're not hearing God, you're hearing the part of yourself that you won't let God see. So I hope this was helpful to you. 2 articles came to mind, and you can find them on my website, mariaerving.com, and one is called Wholeness is Your Holiness, or something like that. If you search for holiness, you will find it. And another article called Sometimes the Biggest Blockage is That You Think You're Blocked. So I hope you enjoy the articles and that you have a wonderful rest of the day. I'm gonna let this video go to the end with a few minutes of nature, so you can enjoy that if you like. It's from Andalusia here in Spain. Beautiful weather today, absolutely amazing, warm and sunny. Have a great day. Bye.